presentation. Okay.
Hey, get this screenshot.
Okay, so today I'll be talking about, I hope all of you can see my screen. Today I'll be talking about excellence in interdisciplinary research, publication, and professional ethics, an integrated approach. So this is a brief introduction about myself, which Dr. Arvind has already done wonderfully, so I won't repeat this. So about our startup, we have established in the year 2021. We are a registered partnership firm with MSME and Government of Karnataka. We are a e-learning startup. We provide industry-relevant courses on Python programming, machine learning, data science, quantum computing. Recently, stock market and option course based on data science. And we have also conducted FDPs in prestigious institutions, including VIT Belur, and we provide quality training at affordable rates. And this is our website. People who are interested can go through it. So first, to understand, with coming to today's topic, without wasting any further time, what is research? Like energy can neither be created nor destroyed. Knowledge can also be neither be created nor destroyed, but can be conserved. Information about an entity is knowledge. Universal knowledge blended with universal energy is universal consciousness. All concrete entities and are portrayals of universal consciousness. So research is an intuitive understanding and logical interpretation of an entity. So this, ever since human being came, research existed. Now, many people are enrolling for PhDs, and we have a lot of PhDs. And let me make you clear, PhD is the highest formal degree offered anywhere in the world. You may go for a postdoctoral or anything, but that's known as the experience. People think postdoctoral is a degree above PhD. Unfortunately, no. PhD is the highest degree awarded anywhere in the world through formal education. Any further research you do after PhD, including postdoctoral, will count under your research experience. It is not like any other degrees like B or MTech. It is not meant for learning existing knowledge. It is meant for creation of new knowledge. That is the very important aspect of PhD that each and every person doing PhD should know. Persons who wish to do PhD, true aspirants of a PhD degree, persons who wish to make a mark, intellectual with a passion for creation of knowledge, ambition, academicians without a formal degree, persistent knowledge workers. For the young, what is the fear factor? It is too easy and the guide is incompetent. It takes too much time to complete all formalities. Employers wish to recruit fresh graduates and not PhD degree holders. That's for the young. What is the fear factor? For the middle-aged person, it is too difficult and I have to compete with young scholars. How can I get assistance from young scholars? They may ridicule me because some of your students may know better things than us. The guide may harass me and insult me in front of young scholar. That is one of the fear factors. For the old or the slightly elderly, it is too difficult to pass the pre-PhD examinations. It is not possible to complete PhD. The guide will not care for me. How can I work with a guide which is much younger to me? These are the apprehensions what you may have. These fear factors are to a certain extent. These fear factors surface due to some stray incidents, very few. To large extent, these are not true. So what is this PhD all about? PhD is about doing research. Research is about formulating problems or questions whose answer the research or the practitioner community wants to know, whose answers are not known. So research, PhD is about research, and research is about formulating problems or questions whose answers are not known. Doing research is to provide some answers to these questions which you are trying to address through your research problem. Three aspects of doing PhD are formulating a question or a problem of interest that can be solved, providing a feasible solution to the problem. The results obtained are presented in national, international conference or submitted to scientific journals at a later stage. So types of PhD problems. Open problem pertaining to evolutionary technological issues. Problems of the type where something innovative and useful is done. Problems pertaining to already existing technologies. Either you can just change certain technologies or come up with a new problem altogether. Exhaustive reviews of existing technology, negating an already existing technology. Somebody has proved something. You can do a research to disprove that what he has proved is not correct. For example, Einstein is telling E is equal to mc square. You are telling E is not equal to mc square, it is mc cube. Suppose you want to, or you just want to tell it is not mc square without giving a solution of what it should be. That can also be called as a research, and you will get a PhD for that. Value addition to already existing problem, but nobody does in a negative manner. But that is also disproving something. Okay, next. Mindset required for the scholars. Passion for learning new technology. This is very, very, very important. You should have a passion for learning new things. It is just not doing something 9 to 5 and you get the things done. You should have a very highly innovative mindset with a sense of sacrifice. Sacrifice what? Your time which you will otherwise spend on movies and other things, that you have to sacrifice if you are especially doing along with work. An inquisitive mind to understand existing technologies. Attitude for learning analytical skills. Questioning and argumentative mind. Team spirit, willingness to share knowledge and teaching ability. This questioning and argumentative mind is very, very important. See, even I will tell the students whenever I am taking, whatever I take, don't take that as some gospel truth. Always question it. In scientific community, nothing should be accepted as it is. We should always question. Then only innovation and creation will come. We are not, it is not an arts college or something where there is some history that you just read and there is no argumentation on the history, the way it is. It is. So India's independence is on 15th August. Everybody knows. So there can't be no argument whether it is on 16th August or 14th August. Similarly, Republic Day, 26th January. There can be no argument on that. So you can't question that why the Republic Day is on 26th. Whereas in engineering, whenever I request the audience to please mute themselves. So in engineering, you will have a questioning and argumentative mind. See, in machine learning, you have a linear regression problem and there is some mathematical equation for that. You have to question why the mathematics has come, why differentiation is there, why integration is there, why we have to do partial differentiation, why we have to do conditional probability. In machine learning, we go for probability. Why conditional probability? What is the usefulness? How better I can improve? That is how innovation will come. So this is not only for research, even for the younger students who are trying to learn subjects, this method should be applied. So what is the general procedure followed for PhD programs? Do some relevant courses and pass examinations. Clear the comprehensive Viva examination. That is, first you will have, I think in VTU, they will call for a PhD application. You have to apply. Then they will call for an interview. Then you will have a guide selection. Then you will have some allotment portal which you have to see. After that, you have to register for the courses as prescribed by your guide. Then after that, you need to pass these courses through examination. then appear for a Viva VOC, comprehensive Viva VOC examination, wherein they will check your problem statement, where you have to also give a state of art seminar and propose the PhD problem. Then you have to do research, publish research, get it approved from the guide. Then you'll have the final seminar, write the thesis and submit as per the guidelines of the institution, university. So what are the basic timelines for this? Coursework is around 1 year. Comprehensive Viva VOC examination around 3 months to 6 months after the coursework. State of the art seminar on proposing PhD problem 9 months. Actual research and publication 1 year. Thesis writing finalization 1 year. Thesis submission and evaluation 6 months. So minimum number of years 4 and maximum number of years 6. Whether you do full time or part time, this is what it is. Maybe in VTU full time, you may be able to finish in around 3.5 years. Is PhD really hard? Yes, doing PhD is indeed hard. However, difficulty is not because one needs extraordinary intelligence, because of one's lack of attitude. Answer the following questions. Are you serious? Before enrolling for PhD, you need to ask these questions yourself and get yourself clarified with these questions. Are you seriously interested in doing PhD? Are you prepared to do hard work? Are you prepared to spend ample time in doing research? If yes, then you can complete your program. Are you prepared to renounce everything in life for the sake of PhD? If yes, you can do outstanding work. Do you wish to complete PhD within 3 years? If yes, you are brilliant and focused. Do you wish to obtain PhD nothing and doing nothing? If yes, God bless you. See, if you are doing PhD only for the sake of doing for promotion, you are not going to be successful in that particular career, because what you are doing is not doing out of passion. If you don't do something out of passion, please don't do it. So if you are teaching, please teach out of passion. If you are doing research, do out of passion. So whatever you are doing, please give 100%. When you are eating, please give 100% to your food. Then the food will be digested in much better manner. So research is quest for knowledge. It is a special category. This is the most respected pursuit for knowledge. No qualification required. Man's quest for knowledge has driven him to the scales and heights of mountains and cross intractable seas and oceans. Necessity is the mother of invention. Needy and the goal-oriented persons do research to achieve whatever they want. Persons with IQ and attitude may do splendid research. Nature or nurture, genius or born or made, debatable points. How could Srinivas Ramanuja, who failed in intermediate, become an FRS? See, please don't think that if you have very high IQ and attitude, you can do splendid research. In fact, they become hopeless failures in research. People who are average intelligence but have aptitude for research will do much better in research compared to very high IQ and splendid intelligent people.
Dr. Narayan, one person has a question, I guess.
I will answer the questions at the end of the seminar. I think that will not affect the flow of the seminar. That should be appropriate, I think. Okay. So how to enhance any questions, I will answer at the end of the talk, so that we don't lose the flow of the talk. How to enhance research capabilities. Live in an environment where research is practiced. Do applied research. See, whenever you do research, please do which is something useful for the scientific community or for nation's growth or something. Don't do something where nobody will read your paper, or nobody is interested in those kind of research, or there is not much research happening, or it is not much useful. Live all alone. Do fundamental research. That is also fine. For fundamental research, you need more time. So I would suggest go for applied research as an engineering faculty. Work in a team, do joint research. Please believe me, if you have a research team, it makes your job much easier to do research. Please visit IASC campus once and stay with the research students for at least 3-4 days. Seeing them work, we also feel like working. Avoid plagiarism. This is very, very, very important for research. Many papers have been retracted even from premier institutions such as Indian Institute of Management due to plagiarism. Please avoid that. Please be genuine in your approach. Do not take any unfair means because it will come to bite you later. Failure is a stepping stone for success. Don't give it up. Don't expect rewards while doing research. Expectation leads to frustrations. Be prudent, motivated, proactive, and focused in any joint research. Do a thorough literature survey. Background knowledge provides direction. Accept criticism. This will enable refinement in research. So if you have any quick question, I can answer before going to the publication. I have just finished the module 1 of my presentation. Any quick questions? One question I can take.
Professor Narayan, I have a question on postdoc.
Yes.
Sir, as you said, postdoc is just an continuing of curiosity of
Yes.
our research, and
Yes.
it will just add an experience.
Yes.
But nowadays, I think postdoc, including myself who has registered, I think, do you think postdoc should be done on full-time basis or part-time, or is it okay if anybody is interested in online also, like in a distance education?
See, actually, online postdoc and other things are actually, unfortunately, a scam. Postdoc is usually done on a full-time basis. For example, in somebody has done research, there is another research team in some other part of the globe which is working. So this particular researcher will go there to get more experienced on the research which he has done during his PhD. So that is the exact meaning of postdoc. Usually it is for a year or 1.5 years term. So that is how we define as postdoc. So it cannot be done online or on a part-time basis because postdoctoral as it is an experience. So that's a full-time experience where a person after doing the PhD may usually go to a university, generally abroad. They will do a research on a particular research team, what they like, and they get that experience and come back. So that is the meaning of postdoc.
Okay. But nowadays, I think couple of universities, I think majority of the universities are offering online education, including a PhD also. So, what is your take on this?
Actually, that is all fake. There can't be any degree awarded such as postdoc, and many of the European universities, some in Europe and South American universities are giving so-called postdoctoral degrees online, which is all fake and which has no value.
Okay, but continuing postdoc in Indian education system is better or doing in a foreign education institute?
Actually, it is postdoctoral is not an education we call as an experience. Generally, if we do in Indian Institute of Science, we finish PhD, we go to an institution which is higher ranked than Indian Institute of Science to do a postdoctoral research.
Okay.
People who are finished in other institutions generally go for IIT Bombay or IIT Chennai, where the professor there has a DST funded project where they can employ PhD people as a research associate, which is considered as a postdoctoral experience in India.
Okay, I understood. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Sir, hello.
Yes. Yes.
Sir, I do had one question. While
Yes.
selecting the postdoc research experience, whatever you are talking about, whether to go for selecting the institute or the professor related kind of thing, because whenever we feel my IIT Bombay, some professor who is working in my particular area is more relevant rather than in IISc, I might not find expertise in working in my particular area. So selecting the institution or selecting the research laboratory or something like areas we need to concern?
Actually, to answer your question, there is hardly anything that separates between IIT Bombay and Indian Institute of Science Bangalore. Both are of similar category institutions. So generally, people select the institutions and they then find the guides who are working in the area to do the postdoc. For example, I want to do a postdoc in Singapore. I will see NTU Singapore, Nanyang Technological University Singapore. There I will do my postdoc. Then I will see a guide who is appropriate there. So you can fine tune the institution or shortlist the institution and then look for the guide. That will be more appropriate.
Okay, thanks, sir.
I think someone else raised the question. Okay. If there are no other questions, I will go on with the publication part and then we can revisit later.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please get into part 2.
Okay. So what are publication? Unfortunately, in most of the Indian universities, they tell publish or perish. This is unfortunately true even in IITs nowadays. So any faculty who is recruited in an IIT, any new faculty as assistant professor has to publish in an IEEE transaction if he is recruited in circuit branches. That is electronics, electrical, computer science related branches. If he is recruited, he has to publish in an IEEE transaction within a period of 3 years. One IEEE transaction. That is the requirement now of IIT. Suppose he is joining mechanical engineering, then they will have ACM, this one or similar equivalent publications such as IEEE. In science branches, they have to get 3 publications in a Q1 journal with an impact factor of 7 and above. This is what is the IIT now has laid down for the they are recruiting as a faculty. There is nothing known as a permanent post now. For 3 years term they recruit. In 3 years, if he is not publishing in an IEEE transaction, irrespective of his teaching abilities, he is not allowed to continue. NITs have a different mechanism for evaluation. Most of the private universities and engineering institutions nowadays are not only telling the faculty to publish, but also the student to publish. So there is something known as publish or perish even without doing research. Can we publish and flourish? That is what we should look for. Publishing should come out of happiness. It can't be like keeping a gun on top of head and do publish. Publish what? That is a very important question. It's an individual choice. Whatever information one wants to disseminate in a public domain or in a journal for a targeted people, one can publish. Information is published as a small letters, tutorials, review articles, research papers, and technical reports in dailies, magazines, journals, and conference proceedings, monographs, textbook, reference books, and visual media. This is what is publication. So you can publish in a conference, magazine, anything which is published in a print media. Publication is a document. Almost most Indian knowledge is lost because of documentation has not been done. So let us not repeat this. How to publish? Arrange the matter or to be published as abstract, keywords, introduction, literature survey, problem identified, novel solution to the problem, modified version of the solution, comparative analysis of results, case study, conclusion, and future perspective. This is the general structure of any paper. You should have abstract, keywords, introduction, literature survey, problem identified, what solution you have done. Ensure that the plagiarism is presented is less than 10%. Now, this is a debatable point. So there are certain journals and like IEEE transactions where you have less than 3% plagiarism accepted. Plagiarism means excluding references. Whenever you are doing a plagiarism check, please don't include references. Otherwise, that words will take as plagiarism. Identify a suitable medium and journal for publication. Format the presentation as per the guidelines given by the publisher. Send the presentation to the editor and get it accepted after incorporating any corrections or suggestions by the peer reviewers. So what is quality publication? Quality is a subjective measure. There is no standard metric by which one can really evaluate the material to be published, because the knowledge can be measured in some dimensional units. Knowledge cannot be measured in a dimensional unit. One can attribute value to some knowledge which was not known already, but shown to people by someone called knowledge aspirant. Gravitational force has no knowledge when it was not known to people till Sir Isaac Newton discovered it. It doesn't mean that gravitational force was not there before him. The great discovery of Newton, even to the school students now, and it to be casually remarked by the people who say, yeah, we know that. When some knowledge is hidden, unknown to most people, it is valued as great. But when the same knowledge turns out to be normal, once documented, unavoidable. So quality publication means reporting something unknown to most people. Should we call it as innovation? Start with trainer-trainee principle. Associate a person who publishes frequently. So how to get good publication? So overnight we can't become suddenly researchers and start publishing. So that like a mentor-mentee principle we have to have. Associate with a person who publishes frequently, possibly your guide or a friend or a mentor. Keep working with him and ensure that you become a co-author. So at least your name is given in acknowledgement. You will get motivated to work further. Think like you are a mentor. Discuss with him. Contribute your ideas to him. Possibly he will add your name as a co-author. Repeat this number of times. Caution, don't change your mentor. He may feel bad. Choose a topic of your interest. Understand what others have contributed in that discipline, and then try to identify a problem. Try to give your own solution. It may be wrong and so may be rejected by some peer reviewers, or it may be an outstanding contribution which some peer reviewers may not understand. Keep working and send papers to various publishers. Your research might get published in top journals. So if you want to know how to find quality publication, just go to this SCI Mago. Okay. Here you can you will get the journal rank. See, for example, I give IEEE Sensor Journal, which is one of the best journal publishers in my area. Okay. So this will give you the H index of the journal, and it will tell you the Q1. This is the quartile of the journal. Quartile signifies in this sensor field, this journal comes among the top journals referred in this field. That is what a quartile will define. So this is quartile 1 journal under the sensor category. Similarly, for computer science, management, everything, you will have a quartile and the H index for the journal. So Q1 journal, quartile 1 journal will be very difficult to publish. Avoid Q4 journals. At least come for Q3 and QQ quartile. Try for Web of Science and Scopus. Minimum indexation should be Scopus. Web of Science will be higher than Scopus, usually quartile 3 and above. Even if you want to apply for grants for Vision Group of Science and Technology, quartile factor of the journal is given a very high importance while selecting the VGST grantees. Okay. Plagiarism in publication. As on date, the term plagiarism refers to similarity index. That is the use of English language and unfortunately not copying someone else's intellectual property. So it refers to the use of the English language verbatically or copying any other's intellectual property. The group of the words "I ate apple" when reproduced in a write-up will be treated as plagiarized concept. On the other hand, the apple was eaten by me will not be treated as a plagiarized concept. Funny but true. So instead of "I ate an apple," "apple was eaten by me" is not a plagiarism. So you have to reframe the sentences before writing your paper. There are instances when an aspirant for publication downloads an IEEE paper, requests an English teacher to rephrase all the sentences and publish possibly a Scopus Index, or a SCA Web of Science Index journal. One will lose credibility at some point of time. Please don't get into these kind of practices of being over enthusiastic in publishing papers. I'll just touch upon patent. What is a patent certificate? See, you'll have an innovator gets a certificate from an authorized agency for exclusive ownership of a product or a process. The owner of a patent certificate can monetize the invention by selling the patent right to anyone for commercialization of the patented item. The owner of the patent certificate can do business of the product or access on a personal level. An academician who owns a patent certificate can use it as a value addition for academic audit purposes. So there are many patents like Indian patent and foreign patents. Please understand, patents are governed by law. It is not like publication. You publish wherever you want. Under Indian Patent Act, anything you want to patent outside India, you should take a no objection certificate from Indian Patent Office if it belongs to defense usage or for weapon development usage. Your idea can be used for defense or weapon development usage. It is not as per our understanding. As per patents understanding, if your idea can be used for defense purposes, you need to take an no objection certificate from the Indian Patent Office before applying for patents from other countries, because your idea can be used by a foreign country, not by India. For that reason, many people don't know this. They are telling we'll apply for American patent, German patent and all. So if it is of defense or this one, you should better take a no objection certificate from the Indian Patent Office. So that is one law which you should know. Convince yourself whether an innovation made by you is patentable idea or not. Do a serious literature survey to find out whether someone has already made a similar kind of invention, and if it is already done in a way that is related to your invention. Be in touch with the genuine attorney who files. There's something known as a patent attorney whom you have to associate with. Generally, colleges have tie-up with certain patent agents. To know about patent and patent rights, search in the relevant websites. Now I'll come to professional ethics, which is very, very, very important. This is the last part of my presentation. There are innumerable definitions of ethics. All the definitions are subjective. They are all time and space dependent. The only definition that is objective and is eternal ethics, the ethics of being affirmative with consciousness. If one is affirmative with one's consciousness, he is ethical. Else, one is unethical and ordered taxonomy. Eternal ethics is universal and other ethics are domain specific. We are concerned here with domain specific ethics called as professional ethics. Let us restrict to professional ethics. So professional ethics in education. Education is all about information and character. So education without character remains as just information. Education makes a person well informed and well mannered. All are well informed persons well educated, a debatable point. Informed person may not be educated. Google search seems to be the best information agent as on date. In today's world, students seem to be more informed than teachers. Hope I am not wrong. Teachers should excuse me for this statement, obviously. Then what is the use of education system when Google feeds information to everyone, much more than educational institution? Think. Google provides all kinds of information, but educational institutions are expected to provide information and impartial ethical practices. Let us strengthen and the weakness of the current education system. See, nowadays in most of the colleges, attendance seems to be a problem. I don't know in Shivamogga, at least in Bangalore, students don't want to come to colleges. Okay. And BTU mandates around 85% attendance and 75 should be minimum with medical certificates. And most of the students will come with some kind of medical certificate at the end of the semester to give them attendance, and they'll run behind teachers to give And most of the educational institutions provide them attendance with taking some minor fee, fine, or etc., etc., etc. The problem is nowadays no students wants to attend the colleges because, especially after PUC, because they get most of the information through Google or through notes or through seniors or something mechanism. They can write the exam without even attending one class. I was a faculty in BITS Pilani, Hyderabad. When I finished my PhD, that was my first educational assignment. My director that time was Professor B.R. Rao in BITS Pilani. He just told me one thing, Dr. Narayan, students will attend the class if you give some value addition which is not already available in the textbook. That is why you are a professor, you profess. If it is available in Google or something, they will simply won't attend your class. And if they are able to get very good marks by not attending the class, then why force them attend? If you force them attend, they will disturb the neighboring member and the whole class will be noisy. That one point what Professor Rao told, I still remember, which he told in the year 2012. You can't force students to attend. So your class should be so innovative that the information they don't get in Google or which is not available in the textbook, if only if you provide such information, they will attend or they will have some kind of value addition to attend. That is what we should strengthen in the education system. We are not here like production factories, unfortunately, where students come somehow mechanically, they attend the class, something they vomit in the end of the semester, they don't even remember that subject or the subject teacher, they go to the next semester. This is what is happening, which should be avoided. Stakeholders in education system, I think if you are following a National Board of Accreditation, you will be well aware of this. Educational system, students, employers, government, alumni, society, all these are stakeholders in education systems. This is the attitude of current students and teachers. This is a general opinion. Learning is very easy and requires no effort. That's what student thinks. Access to information is very easy, so knowledge is acquired without any effort. Like any instant food, one can have instant knowledge, instant skills, instant experience. Prosperity requires no hard work, sacrifice, and experience, but it is a demand. Teachers, knowledge is a commodity to be transacted. Knowledge acquisition is a need based and not interest based. Innovative research is waste, but PhD degree and promotion is a must. So this is how the latest teachers and students think, at least who are coming to the education field. What I have seen in our times, the teachers 15-20 years back, we used to be scared of them. Even in engineering colleges, we used to have them so much respect. Nowadays, students are least bothered about teachers, and sometimes teachers are least bothered about students. Some of the younger generation, not all. So this is the lack of professional ethics. Institutions nowadays, like trading joint in education is pure business. That is how many institutions are behaving, except few. Students and customers are teachers or salesmen. Institution is a factory where quantity is a slogan and quality is a jargon. Parents, what should somehow get into the best schools? Looking good looking buildings and canteens. That is what parents look. What at any cost should earn more marks, even if they read books one day before examination. Their children, what means, should necessarily get into highly paid jobs, even if they know nothing and do nothing. See, nowadays, the parents have expectation on children is somehow they should get good marks, somehow they should get placed. They are not bothered whether they are getting knowledge or not, or what they have learned. This is what the education system has come. Because I have been interacting with so many students. They go to some marriage function and they will ask what your son is doing, daughter is doing, what is his pay. They will not ask what is his knowledge, what he has learned. So this is what our professional ethics has come to. Lack of interest in stagnation in knowledge generation. The trend may lead to improper use of knowledge in every walk of life, self-centered pseudo knowledge-based society, suppression of knowledge and intellectual exploitation, proliferation of busy look busy do nothing attitude, threat to national integrity due to students, faculty unions, commercialization, individualization and recession, unemployment, social injustice and organized crime. More committees conference to talk about these evils. People talk about unemployment. Most of the students join engineering colleges for employment. Now, if the global recession comes, again, employment will be affected. Why not look for self-employment? IIT Madras, they have their own startup, one big building which is bigger than the main education center, where most of the faculties have a startup. Being a faculty in IIT Madras, and they have collaboration with companies from Singapore and other countries, where they get research projects which otherwise they can't do as an academician. The people who are passing out from masters and PhD especially are getting employed there because they get experience. Apart from that, many of the IIT graduates are going for startups where they are coming with innovative products such as drones and all, which addresses the defense requirement of India. Our India is one of the highest defense importer in the world. That is why now government has gone for Atmanirbhar in the defense sector, and there is so much investment for indigenization. Okay. How do we come out of the situation? Do we have a basic feasible solution to the problem? Yes. We should look into the code book developed by an NGO. This is one code book developed by an NGO. You can also look at it. Forum of Scientists Aiming Peace and Harmony. So what is the code book? So this code book can be employed by any institution. Students, read while you read, play while you play. Be clean, eat well, do physical exercise, dress well, be polite, respect everyone, have civic sense, follow rules, discuss concepts, attend classes regularly, write notes, use library and laboratories very well, contact teachers, question them, discuss with them, confide in them, ignite and kindle the fire in you, and learn more and more. Talk less, do more, behave yourself. Prevent yourself, volunteer, increase core competence, communication skills, ethical balance, respect neighborhood, nature, ecology, fellow human beings, understand, adapt, be silent, proactive, contribute and appreciate. Don'ts for the students: do not postpone studies and writing assignments and records. Do not shout while talking anywhere in the campus or public places. Do not make ugly noises while eating and drinking. Don't litter. Don't drive fast. Don't beg teachers for marks and irritate them. Nowadays, students keep on coming. I want 1 mark, 2 mark, as though they will become Einstein after getting that. Do not gossip and pass dirty comments on others. Do not misbehave in the class. Do not resort to malpractices in exam and cook up results in the lab. Do not rag juniors. Do not support mob mentality. Do not steal books. Teachers, code book. Teaching is a very responsible job. Be committed to it. Be clean, dress well, be polite, love students, follow rules, be punctual and self-disciplined. Learn first, teach next. 90% of what you lecture is understood through visualization. Use tools. 10% of the lecture is understood through articulation. Speak well. Teaching is an aid in the process of learning. Be clear in your presentation. Punishment is for corrective measures. Beware, maintain academic justice. Give time to students to motivate them. Create a scientific temper in them. Look at every student while lecturing. Innovate in research, consultancy, and publication. Do not victimize students. These are don'ts for a teacher for any reason. Do not spare the rod and spoil the child. See, please don't victimize any student. If somebody has not given you good feedback, fine, we accept the differences. And similarly, don't give marks to the students and spoil the child. Don't punish the innocent, ignore the erring students. Do not talk bad about fellow teachers and students to other teachers. Do not talk bad about administration and management to anyone, very important. Do not sleep in your chamber and waste most of your time in canteen. Don't shun students and interaction. Don't favor anyone unduly. Do not steal intellectual property. Don't write anonymous letters and commit a sin of character assassination. Institutions do. Institution is a temple of learning. Provide academic ambience. Teachers are ideals of the institutions. Respect them. So I'll just go through this little fast. The institutions I will avoid. Parents, there's a code book. Monitor and protect your ward. Similarly for parents, if the do's and don'ts of the code book are understood and practiced sincerely, the new millennium professional education could turn out to be a multidisciplinary, multimodal, multimedia, multi-partner enterprise. To be precise, professional education system turn out to be the multi-input, multi-output system, self-organizing system. Else it will turn out to be a self-destructive, chaotic system. All our stakeholders, it is up to you to take it or leave it. So before concluding, the material provided in the presentation is outcome of serious research carried out more than 25 years by certain world-class academicians and social scientists and discussed in various international conferences and high-level meetings. The presentation throws a light on the present plight and lack of professional ethics, especially in education segment. Some of the remarks may hurt some people, sorry for that. Speaking truth is like doing surgery on a patient. It has to be done. All the concerned are requested to consider this observation with all seriousness in order to make our faculty and students globally competitive. They are the real nation builders. Jai Hind. I wish to acknowledge before concluding my presentation for question answer session, which I will like 10-15 minutes because 12 o'clock you have some exam duty. I would like to thank Dr. E.R. Rajan, because of which I could present this. He's done his PhD from IIT Kanpur and is the director and founder of Pentagram Research Center in USA. These are my social media profiles. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, myself, Dr. Manjunath. Actually, you have mentioning that plagiarism with respect to the publications point of view.
Yes.
You are mentioning the plagiarism point of view. It should be less than 10%.
Yeah.
Right now, there are so many tools which are currently available in order to detect the plagiarism.
Yes.
Which tool is the best one according to your mindset? Means according to your experience, which tool generally journals are practicing to detect it?
No, whichever it is not the one tool is better than the other tool. It depends upon the librarian which subscription he has taken. We have Viper, Turnitin. Usually Turnitin is widely accepted is a good tool to find out plagiarism.
Turnitin, sir.
Yes.
Fine. Yes. Okay. Sir, with respect to the publication again, whether to select the high impact factor journal or to focus on particular journal which we are doing research, that is what. Suppose I can give you an example. I am working on casting and modeling, something like that. So there are some journals which is having International Journal of Cast Metals Research. It is a most relevant journal, but some interdisciplinary work which is I am doing, which has more impact factor, like 7 impact factor, whereas International Journal of Cast Metals Research is only 1 impact factor. So can we go for 1 impact factor or 7 impact factor? This is what bit.
No, it is not the question of going for 1 impact factor or 7 impact factor. Generally speaking, any journal which starts with the name international, avoid. Okay, because they come under what is known as a Q4, quartile 4. If they are coming in quartile 4, they can be removed from Scopus at any moment of time. It is like you are out of the quality ranking. That is why in the last category of the ranking it is there. So generally, I will tell the co-researchers or whomever they take advice from me to avoid quartile 4 journals, and especially the journals which starts with the name international.
Okay. That is, but it is a good journal, sir. From Taylor and Francis from past 1970s, they are working.
Okay.
That is good journal, actually. Fine, sir.
No, no,
Oh,
yeah, that good journal is a very subjective matter for debate. See, what is good for one person may not be viewed
May
the
not be
same way.
good for
So
us.
usually impact factor 1 and below are generally considered to be Q4 journals. So Q quartile 3 journal starts with the impact factor of 1.8, 1.9 or 2 onwards. So that journals quartile 3 you will be safe in the terms that it will come under scopus for your academic this one. That is the subjective matter. It depends upon your personal choice of what to publish or not to publish.
Better to look for Q1 or Q2. That is what.
No, no, Q3, that will not tax the existing faculty members too much, because Q1 even for an IASC faculty
IAC.
takes
Yes,
around
yes.
1 or 2 years to get a material sufficient to be reviewed by a Q1 journal.
Yes, yes, yes. Fine.
Professor Narayan, I got two questions
Yes.
regarding this publication. Sir,
Yes.
one, I'm sure post November 2023, the entire world has gone ups and down with the introduction of Chat GPT. Since
Okay.
generative AI,
Mm.
it's impacting too much on publication also,
Okay.
and people have gone to that extent that we do not believe whether it's an original work of an author.
Yes. Yes.
So how do you substantiate this evidence? Since generative AI, especially in publication, is also an helpful, provided if we understand the nitty-gritty of the entire concept of how to write a paper.
Mm.
But considering the present scenario, considering we are not having sufficient awareness,
Mm.
but still, writing a research paper is not in everybody's a cup of tea. But
Yes.
yet, when we publish it, people will always consider this is the fake research, this is the fake research analysis, because everything has been taken care by the chat gpt. How do you substantiate, sir?
No, no. Yeah, see, the things which are not in our control, we cannot bother. See whether existence of Chat GPT or not Chat GPT. If you continue to publish at least in Q3 journal, and if your work is accepted by other peers and it is published, there ends the matter. Unless it is not copied from any other work. If you are using Chat GPT for rephrasing your English, so that is a different cup of
Right,
tea altogether. If you are
right,
using
right,
Chat GPT to modify somebody's idea to avoid plagiarism, that is an offense. So, as a reviewer, we are also getting tools to find out if the Chat GPT has been used, to what extent it has been used, to what extent it has interfered with your original work, and to what extent it can lead to plagiarism. All these tools reviewers are also getting, because I am also an Elsevier Q1 journal reviewer, sensors and actuators. So before reviewing, we also get these tools to find out before giving our comments. So on the reviewer side also, the technology is improving now.
okay, okay, all right, okay, I understood, sir. Now things
Even
have
I
been.
would like to add few points on this. If we are using Fullbot or ChatGPT, there is a pattern of words being used for that. So as Dr.
Okay.
Narayan mentioned, there are an advancement of tools also saying that these are all AI generated.
And do you think that it is an obligation or a professional ethics for any researcher just to highlight at the last of your research paper to acknowledge that I have used certain words, certain paragraph from Chat GPT or any AI tool which has helped me to finish my paper?
No, no, like that, nobody will acknowledge. I don't think anybody will do that, and that leads to you're directly or indirectly admitting that's plagiarism. Nobody will acknowledge Chat GPT for the work. I think that is going a little too far. So that nobody will do.
Okay, okay, all right, okay, okay. And regarding, sir, you spoke about on the patent. Now, I think we have got like more types, like, one is the patents, one is the design patent, one is a trademark, one is a layout and all. But, generally, things have not been gone to the, grassroots level of understanding.
Mm.
But we do publish patent. That is the first step of any patent. And the next step will be going to take an examination and when the
Mm.
patent will be granted.
Correct.
But how effectively is it, like, to just publish a patent, and that will have any kind of an added advantage for any scientist or any innovator?
No,
Or should
actually,
should it
publishing a patent has no scientific advantage for an academician or a researcher, to be very frank. The
okay,
patent publication will only come if you're having a very new idea and you want to commercialize it in a future way. See, suppose you have found a way, for example, the seat belt, that was the first patent Volvo filed. So
okay,
like that, you have found something which is going to save the life of people, and you want to protect it. If you publish it, everybody will start using it commercially, and you get only one publication in return. Whereas you want to protect it, then you go for patent. That one, what is happening is nowadays, because of this NIRF and ARIA ranking, for that I can do a separate presentation. I'm
true.
expert on that also. So in ARIA ranking, ATAL ranking for innovation, and this one, there is a separate column for the patents filed by the institution.
Okay,
So that gives them ARIA ranking. If you get rankings like this, that will help in the rebranding of the institutions for better placement and admissions. And that is why institutions are behind patents. So for those things, the students' projects are being converted into patents where they are just publishing the patents. Publishing the patents has some value in ARIA ranking, ATAL ranking. Apart from that, for as an individual or as a patent, it has no value. Publishing a patent means you are just giving an information that I want to patent this idea. Apart from that, there is nothing new in publishing a patent. Yeah, whatever you give, they'll publish,
okay,
but
okay,
can't
okay,
defend that. So, but in ARIA ranking, what happens is the number of patents published account, it will give you some value for marks as a number of patents published in so far as institution. So all the students will be required to publish the name of the publish the patent in institutions with affiliation of the institution rather than their individual affiliation. That means in future they will have no commercial claim on that invention, that will go to institution.
okay, okay, okay. Great, thank you. And my last question, sir. This is about again a publication. How to enhance citation?
See, that on citation is another very big scam which is going on. Is
Okay,
artificially highlighting citation. See, people, if somebody want to read your paper and they cite your paper, that's an original way of citing. But some researcher want to artificially highlight citation to increase their H index. What they will do is they will force their students to refer their paper and cite their paper. So like that, artificially boosting citation. Now this scam has come. In IIT, they have recognized it, and many faculty have been removed from service for unethical practices. So there is
okay,
ethics even in citation. This may not be it will not be illegal, but unethical, because if you force a student to cite your paper just to increase citation, so how can there have been instances where citations have been 10, 12 in the previous years. Suddenly that person's citation has gone to 300 for that particular paper, which has never not been cited in the past 2 years. So that those kind of abnormalities nowadays selection committees in premier institutions are looking into. So citation is something people will see your work. And now citation also depends on the field you are writing. If you are writing in machine learning, everybody will cite that. If you are writing something in combustible material, somebody working only in that area will cite. Obviously, those researchers' citation will be less. But a person working in information science or something will get better citation because that subject is more widely known. As simple as that.
okay. But do you think the citation which we followed in Google Scholar is the best one? Do we need to appreciate or respect the citation which we get it from ResearchGate or academia.edu? So, which is the one tool which we can take it as a benchmark, sir? Because we say ResearchGate has a different citation process, and again a Google Scholar also. So, which one we need to follow?
Actually, under National Board of Accreditation, there is some marks for this research column also. Citation from Scopus is taken as a correct citation. Google Scholar will be slightly higher than Scopus. Web of Science will be slightly lower than Scopus.
Okay.
Okay,
So
because
that means,
Scopus will end up taking papers which are not even indexed in Scopus. Sorry, Google Scholar will take papers which are not even cited in Scopus. So that is how citation of Google Scholar will be slightly higher than Scopus.
okay. So that means I think all educators, be it academic from technical or non-technical, I think they must focus publication only in Scopus
Yes.
in future. Right. Okay. Thank
That
you
is
very
that
much, Professor.
NIRF data is taken 25% from Scopus, 25% from Web of Science.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Professor. Thank you very much.